Welcome to another episode of the Part of My Back Show. It's me, your host, Sebastian West. Follow me on Instagram at _Sebastian West, where you can check out my artwork in all of its splendor. If you don't like what I'm kicking, like when I'm spitting, just know when you tune to this, the cloth is different. Remember, I'm just a bozo with a camera that decides to watch a lot of movies and talk about them and review them. Alright? I can be biased and non-biased at the same time. There Will Be Blood. Movie that came out in 2007. And now that I am a much older lad, I decide to revisit certain films. And this not only is one of the best movies that dropped in 2007, this is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen, especially from an acting standpoint. Daniel Day-Lewis, if you don't know who he is, just type in his name, look at his filmography, and go from there. Impeccable actor. I don't think Daniel Day-Lewis is not mentioned when it, regarding certain actors. You have the DiCaprios, the De Niros, the Pacinos, and so forth. Denzel Washington and Ryan Gosling. But Daniel Day-Lewis, I don't think he's mentioned much. At least in the conversations that I hear, I don't hear his name being mentioned enough. But There Will Be Blood is probably one of the best films that I've watched, period. I'll give you a quick synopsis, alright? So, a miner who turned into like a oil guru. He was mining for gold. My man ended up striking oil and became like a titan in the oil industry. He ends up taking in a bastard, and I say that because that's what the kid was. He was a bastard. He ends up taking him in to be like his son. Son ended up being deaf. He ends up taking care of a deaf kid, and he didn't know how to deal with it. You would see it as I guess, being in that predicament, he had to focus on his business. He sent his kid away. His kid come back. He's learning sign language now. You have this false prophet who's trying to hustle him, which is hilarious. The way it was presented to you, from day one. Like, he is keep in mind, he's a miner, but he's not a fool. So he knows a hustle when he see one. Like, he wasn't ignorant to the fact of, I know when somebody's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. So you have that aspect. This false prophet is like trying to manipulate him into getting some money. All facets of a good film, it's in this particular movie that makes up a good film to me, in my opinion, is within this film. It's a heck of a movie. It's shot tremendously. It hasn't aged one bit. And I think these westerns, I guess these quote-unquote westerns that shot, when it's like the 18 and 1900s, when you see them on film, they don't age. Recently I watched The Revenant, and that movie hasn't aged one bit. So There Will Be Blood. If you have an opportunity to check it out, man, go watch There Will Be Blood. It is a treat. Right now, it's dry out here. It's very quiet. I think the next film I'll probably watch is Dune 2, meaning in theaters. Probably watch Dune 2, and if that goes well, I might review it. It depends on the content within the film. There Will Be Blood, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. There Will Be Blood is 9 out of 10, man. It's one of those. So yes, have the opportunity to go check out There Will Be Blood, man. Listen, remember, if you don't like my reviews, cut me some slack. If that ain't good enough, part of my back. Slow run is better than no run. What's meant for you ain't gonna miss you. Lastly, let all things be done decently and in order. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as well, man. In the meantime, hold it down. Salute.